Stacy Osnowski, and this is my film project for English class. I've never really been keen on talking about death, finding myself really depressed or crying when people start talking about what happens to us when we die. I don't really like to think that my life would just end and that would be it. So when it came up in English class, I didn't exactly know how to react. We started talking about the last 20 minutes of someone's life and how they would spend it. A classmate of mine, Cameron Sinsheimer, said that he thought the last 20 minutes would be chaos because everyone would be free to do as they wished, specifically to have sex, even with the non-willing. Well, I was completely taken aback by this statement. I guess I'd always thought that the last 20 minutes of life people would be too freaked out to go crazy, crying, calling parents. Judging from what we know about the amount of people who called their families on 9/11 from their planes, I just assumed that would be the general consensus. However, some of my other classmates completely agreed with Cameron, saying sex would be the last thing they would do, and that they were really proud of that. I decided that I wanted to know more about what other people thought about this. When we were asked to do a creative response for our end-of-the-year project for this English class, I thought I would take this opportunity to see if Cameron's views were the general consensus. What you're about to see is a series of 72 interviews with the students and faculty at the Fieldston School. The first set of clips are the first response that people gave. Please note that some of these clips are graphic.
If I was trapped on a plane, I had 20 minutes to live.
I had 20 minutes left to live. What would I do? What would I do? It's kind of illegal.
It'd be a bunch of sex.
I would find someone really hot and have sex with them.
Sex with the hottest girl who will have sex with me. Even if she won't have sex with me, I'll force it on her.
I definitely wouldn't rape anyone, but I'd have to go with the female. Yeah, basically. I'd have to go with the female equivalent of that, actually, like as crude as that is.
I mean, they're going to be desperate because like 20 minutes left, so...
I mean, like if I'm any indication, that's totally true. So both of our plans will work perfectly.
Yeah.
Sex!
Mile High Club? Ever heard of it?
And then probably find somebody hot on the plane and, just enjoy those last 2 minutes.
20 minutes, no sex, sucks.
How many hot boys are on the plane?
Probably be having sex.
Hopefully, during the desperation of times, some very attractive woman would be willing to take up my offer. It's possible they would.
But if the armrest will have to suffice,
You're gonna die in 20 minutes, what do you exactly? I guess having sex, probably.
probably try and have sex with the closest person to me.
Completely honestly, when I get on a plane, I pick the girl who I'm gonna have sex with in case the plane goes down. I swear to God.
Find a good-looking dude.
It's simply sex. No, you know what? I have respect.
I would dine a woman. I would court her for 20 minutes. I would, tell her of my life. And then see how things went and maybe hold hands.
You knew you were about to die. There's no way that you would be able to react in a sexual manner.
I totally agree.
There's just no way that you would be able to function.
No
in that
horniness
way.
there. No.
Not like anyone's gonna know who I had sex with before we crashed into the ocean and died. Come on.
What if I called everyone I know while having sex?
In general, I'd probably run around screaming, jumping, dancing, singing at the top of my lungs and not caring what other people thought about me.
Just go crazy. Partying on the plane. Be extreme.
I'd read the onboard bar, I'd be able to do that because we have 20 minutes left to live, right?
Try and do something a little bit crazy.
Get some balls.
Just to say I did.
My first reaction would be to try and find a mall somewhere nearby in the sky and go shopping.
I would play Pictionary.
My favorite film is Pootie Tang, so I'd watch the last scene from Pootie Tang.
I would go around to all the sleeping people and draw stuff on their faces.
I think I'd just call people randomly, just because you're not supposed to call people on planes. And then I'd go and sit in the pilot's seat and wear his hat and play with the controls a lot.
Playing the ultimate game of solitaire.
Then I might wind up on Lost, on the island of Lost.
I was on a plane, 20 minutes left, I finished reading The New Yorker.
I try to find the most amazing chocolate cake ever. And I try to eat the entire chocolate cake.
On the plane.
On the plane.
Even if it's like a
On the plane.
airplane chocolate cake?
No, I have to go find the most incredible chocolate cake ever. If that means that I have to walk out of the airplane and fly somewhere, I have to get this chocolate cake.
And eat a lot. And I can have a big chocolate sundae. Kit Kat sundae.
Get in the fetal position so it isn't as painful when I crash.
Listening to music.
go through my iPod and pick the best song that I would want to hear and cue that up and have these soundtracks.
Probably go to the bathroom because I'd be like really scared and I'd have to pee.